Hello, good people. How are you doing? I hope you're doing well wherever you're watching this from, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Out with Joy, and of course, my name is Joy. If you are new here, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel, and if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back home. We love you. Thank you guys for keeping it Out with Joy. And here on another episode of Getting to Know Your Celebrity, guys. I've brought you the most amazing actor. Oh my goodness. I can't believe he agreed to do this with me. So we're going to be hearing from him today, and I hope you like it. So keep it to the end of the video. Hi, Chuku.
Hello, Joy. You're making me blush there.
Why would you blush?
Why? Because compliments make me feel uneasy. I'm one of those guys. I can't take a compliment. And the fact you call me a celebrity as well seems very strange. I'm just a normal man.
You are a celebrity. If Netflix knows you, you are a celebrity.
Maybe, yeah. Strange word, celebrity. Strange connotations with it, but it is what it is. It is what it is.
It is what it is. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Made it through the pandemic somewhat stable. It's been a rough couple of years, but we're here, and I'm happy, and I'm thriving, and life is interesting, but it's good right now. Yeah, thank you for asking.
We have to keep going, nevertheless.
Yeah, exactly. Got to keep it moving, man. Always.
Yeah, absolutely. So, tell us a little about you.
A little bit about me. Okay. My name is Chukuma, but I go by Chuku as well. I am Nigerian, Irish, English, German. Born and raised in London town, although currently residing in a little countryside in the middle of nowhere. That's where I've been sort of kind of hibernating for the last couple of years. I'm an actor, amongst many other things. And yeah, I mean, what do you want to know? I've done a few things here and there, and yeah.
Wow. Okay. So you were born and raised in London.
In London, yeah. My whole life.
Have you ever?
Although funny enough, I've never actually worked in London. My career sort of kind of took me overseas pretty quickly. So yeah, which is it's funny. It's funny because I would love to work in London, but every time I sort of I'm back long enough to sort of settle, life seems to whisk me away. So yeah. Sorry, what was you gonna say before I rudely interrupted?
I was asking if you've ever been outside London. And I think that's the answer to give.
Yeah. I've been to, well, I'm lucky enough to travel for work, like I just said. But also living in London, you got, we used to be in Europe, but that's all changing. So you got many other sort of countries at your doorstep. So yeah, it's kind of a thing here when you're growing up. You always seem to sort of kind of travel to the neighboring. Well, if you're lucky enough, anyway, go to like Amsterdam, Paris, and stuff. But yeah. I travel.
Wow. So, what was it like for you growing up?
It wasn't easy. In my world, there's a few things going on when I was younger, but mostly I was a happy, mischievous young boy. I wasn't very good in school. I got in trouble a lot. Mainly because I couldn't sit still, which you're going to find out. I'm always wriggling. I could never sit still long enough in class to concentrate. So I used to get in trouble a lot. But all in all, it was a happy childhood. It was a happy childhood.
Wow. Okay, so is this hair your white hair right here inborn, or is it color?
No. See, people come up to me on the street and they're like, "Dude, how much do you spend on your hair?" I'm like, "What are you talking about? I just shave off." He's like, "No, the coloring. Like, how do you do that?" I'm like, "Whoa, no, I don't, I don't color it." My parents are actually in dispute. My dad thinks I was born with it, but my mum thinks it happened later on in life. I don't actually know. because in some pictures of me as a baby, it kind of looks like it's there, and some pictures it looks like it's not there. No one can actually sort of kind of pinpoint the moment it popped up. I think it's trauma. I think it's like trauma. I'd smashed my head when I was younger when I was skateboarding, and I think it was because of that. But my dad's more spiritual. My dad's like, well, it's the sign of the Buddha. This gray thing and big ears is the sign of Buddha. So he thinks that I don't know,
That's very
I'm Buddha
unique.
reincarnated or something. But yeah, it's cool. It's cool, man. It's cool. Although like I have to cover it most jobs that I do because it's
Oh,
quite distracting. You know what I mean? Just this big white blob in your head, it can be a bit distracting. But it's
uh-huh.
me. It is what it is. I like it. So it's the
Yeah,
main thing.
it's very unique. Actually, it's very unique.
Thank you. Thank you.
And you look so good with it. You don't have to cover it.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, listen, if I could rock into every job with it on, I'd probably do it. But it's got to suit the character and the story as well, hasn't it? So, yeah.
Growing up, who did you look up to?
Who did I look up to? Wow, good question. Um, Growing up, I was heavily involved in sports. That was sort of kind of my safe place because I wasn't very good in school. Not by choice, I have to say. I was a troubled little kid. I'd been going through trauma. So anyway, I struggled in school, but I always sort of excelled in sports, in boxing, football, rugby. So that was my life for a long time. So I looked up to people like Muhammad Ali, who was a great role model for me. You know, there's this New Zealand rugby player called Tana Umanga, who's one of the best players in the world, and I looked up to him quite a lot. So I was, when I was younger, it wasn't anyone around me that I really looked up to, but it was the sort of kind of big figures like Muhammad Ali and whatnot that always sort of kind of, when I felt down or whatnot, I'd look at their interviews and be inspired by them. Yeah.
So when was your debut in acting?
Um, my debut in acting. Well, I mean, like just because in school I was in talent shows, but I was acting in school a little bit. But my first, like, what do you mean by debut? Like professional debut, or like when did I start tapping into acting?
Yes, when you started acting, actually.
Um, yeah, so in school, I must have been like 13. They were holding a talent show, and I kind of viewed it as just a way of skipping class. If I could say I was rehearsing for the talent show, then I didn't have to go to certain classes, right? So I put on this show. It was The Matrix, right? Matrix had just come out. I don't know if you heard about The Matrix, but I mean, big film.
Uh-huh.
But I was obsessed with the fight scenes in it, and like at the time, I was really into Jackie Chan films and Bruce Lee films. I was really into my martial arts. So I decided to put on this talent show. I got all my friends, and we sort of kind of would rehearse all day and all night these different fight scenes, and that was sort of kind of that was me dipping my toes into it. At that point, I wasn't thinking of pursuing it as a career, but I saw it as a way just to play and have fun and skip class.
So when did you decide that acting is what you want to do for your career and why?
Yeah, that was later on, a lot later on. I must have been some 31 now. I came to it quite late actually, like 1920. I'd been playing for this rugby team, and I was in an academy. And how it goes is you're in the academy from 16 till you're about 19, 20, and then you get contracted and you go professional, or you get dropped. I got dropped. Obviously, it wasn't good enough.
Uh-huh.
So I went off to university in Leeds to study, I think, sports nutrition. Didn't have any interest in sports nutrition. I don't even know why I sort of kind of did it. I think I saw it more of a opportunity just to leave home and sort of kind of have some life experience, by myself and grow up a bit. So anyway, I went to Leeds University, lasted 3 months, dropped out, um, came back home with like my tail between my legs. My parents are like, well, what are you going to do now? And I
Uh-huh.
was like, I don't know. What can I do? All I know is sports, and I can't even do that now.
Uh-huh.
Um, and then my dad had sort of kind of just come back into my life during that period, and he said when he was younger, you know, when times where he felt a bit lost and he needed some inspiration, he took an acting class, and it sort of kind of brought out a lot of inner life within him, and sort of kind of asked it made him ask himself a few questions. So he was like, look, give it a go, do an acting class. Like, even if you don't want to do it as a profession, you will enjoy it and you'll have fun. And that's what you need right now. So yeah, I took an acting class at the place called the City Lit in London. Very much like beginners turn up and you just improvise and you play around. And I did that, and I'll never forget the first class. We're doing a scene, and I had this really, really, really truthful moment. Like, I didn't know what I was doing. Like, I'd never done acting before, just this talent show, which wasn't really acting. It was just fighting people in front of an audience. Yeah, no, it was my turn to do the scene. I went up and I had this really truthful moment, and a lot of emotion and life came pouring out of me. And I sort of kind of came back and I was like, oh, wow, that just happened. And I had this lovely moment in class, and I was like, oh, wow, that was pretty cool. Maybe I can do this. And then I started applying for drama schools and sort of kind of went that route for a long time.
How long have you been acting?
So about 8 years now. 8 years. I've only been working like professionally for about 4 years, but like actually sort of kind of actively pursuing acting and doing classes. Yeah, about 8 years. About 8 years.
Wow.
My teacher told me in my very first day, it was like, look, you want to do acting, be prepared to be broke, spend a lot of money, and perhaps never work. And I was like, okay, cool. That sounds fun. And decided to do it anyway. So I spent like 5 years taking classes, auditioning, getting constant sort of kind of rejection emails and letters and whatnot. But still, you chase that feeling. I was chasing that feeling that I got in that very first class that I did. And luckily, it's sort of kind of, it's worked out somewhat.
If you didn't take the route of acting, what would you be doing?
Who knows, Joy? Who knows? I mean, I probably would be involved in sports again, somewhat. Like, I started off boxing before I turned to rugby. Maybe I would have went back to boxing. Like, I still box now. Boxing is my meditation. Like, if I don't box in the week, I'm all over the show. I'm all over the show anyway. But boxing is something that I need. So maybe I'll be boxing. I don't know if I'll be any good at it. I was good when I was younger, but it's that professional level is different. It's a different ball game. But yeah, involved in sports somewhat, I think. Yeah.
Okay, so what did you graduate in college? I mean university, I think.
Okay, yeah. I dropped out, so I didn't even get anything. I just spent a lot of money to get no qualifications. But I got life experience, which is the main thing.
So
if I didn't drop out, do I what? Sorry?
Do you regret dropping out?
No. Because if I dropped out, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be talking to you, Joy, right now in my bedroom. You know what I mean? Yeah, no, you can't. And every although that was essentially a failed experience at university, it wasn't a failure at all, because I learned a lot during that period. And like I say, everything leads somewhere, and here I am. So no, I'm grateful I dropped out. I'm grateful I had the balls to drop out, man, because my parents weren't happy when I came back. I had nothing to show for it.
Of course.
Yeah.
So would you describe yourself as an extrovert or an introvert?
Introvert. But then again, it's always more complex than the label, isn't it? Because I can have introverted moments, but then, I have to do something, go to an event or go to a press conference or go to a premiere, and you need to bring the extrovert out of you. Otherwise you sort of kind of be standing there like, I want to go home. which I do anyway. I am saying that inside of my head anyway, but you know, yeah, most of the time I'm a introverted extrovert, if that is a thing. But I'm a homebody. Like I done my partying when I was younger. I've got a family now. I'm married. I've got a young daughter. I'm very happy just to sort of kind of be around them and not do much and take boring walks. And
Oh,
I'm old now. You know what I mean? I'm old.
you love keeping your life a secret. Why is that?
Do I? Oh, it's
Yeah.
just it's just my life. My life's not a secret to my family and friends. It's
Uh-huh.
just I really don't feel like there's anything exciting happening in my life that I need to sort of kind of show everybody. You know what I mean? And also, it's like,
So,
yeah. Mm.
sorry, what did you want to say?
No, 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 no. I was just gonna blabber on about something else, but let's stay on track. I'll listen to you.
Okay, so we know you have a daughter, but we've never seen the mom.
Have you not? Yeah.
Of course we do.
That's not my decision. She
Okay.
likes to she likes to do her own thing, and you know, yeah, yeah. She's
Oh,
she's a private person. It's not like I don't want to post her, and it's not like I want to pretend that I'm a single man running around. It's just she'd rather do her own thing and not
uh-huh.
not and not feature on my socials. I'm not really big on social media anyway. So
Yeah.
but you never know in the future if I have an event like a premiere or something that she can come to, she might come to that.
Oh,
But she's busy. She's busy doing her own thing. She's yeah, yeah, she's busy.
okay. I'm sorry, ladies. If you had hopes, I'm truly sorry. Really sorry. What do you love doing during your free time?
Depends what you count as free time. At the moment, I'm like my wife works full time, and I'm not working at the moment. I'm currently unemployed. I'm waiting for things to come out. So all my free time is daddy and daughter time. I'm full time daddy daycare at the moment.
Uh-huh.
So don't really get a second to myself. It's like entertain her. Okay, what we're gonna do today? Swimming. Da, 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 da. But the moments I do have by
Mhm.
myself, I like to box. I like to train. I have a motorbike that I like to ride. Um, I'm into writing a bit. I like to write just streams of consciousness. Yeah, yeah, nothing too crazy. I'm a simple man. Simple man.
So, you have Nigerian roots. Have you ever been to Nigeria?
I haven't. I haven't, and it's a really big insecurity of mine because like I see myself as my name is Chukuma. You can't get much more. You can't get a more Nigerian name than that. But
Uh-huh.
I didn't go into it too much at the start because I don't want the energy of this to go. Meow. But I had a rough start to life, and me and my dad weren't that close. And we recently sort of kind of rekindled that, and we have a great relationship now, and I love him so much.
Mhm.
So for a long time, I was a little bit disconnected to that side of me. But I've got loads of family out there. I've got loads of cousins, uncles who I'm now in contact with again. I've got like the Modu family, my Nigerian side,
Uh-huh.
because my grandfather was a diplomat. He came over here, and his brother settled in New York. So the majority of my family is between here and New York,
Uh-huh.
and we still got obviously cousins and uncles out there. But I keep meaning to get out there, and I really, really, really want to get out there.
Mhm.
Um, and it's like number one on my list. It really is number one on my list because I got such rich history and culture out there. I just need to make it happen. But when I go, not if I go, when I go, I want to go with my dad,
Okay.
because he hasn't been back for a long time as well. So I want to get my dad, I want to get my uncles, and I want to all go together. So I want to make it a big thing. So I don't want to rush that, but at the same time, I want to get there. I want to get there. I want to get there.
So, do you happen to know which side of Nigeria your dad comes from?
Uh, a village called Adozongu. I think I'm pronouncing it right.
Uh-huh.
Adozongu. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Yeah. Yeah. I'll have to. My dad watches this. He's gonna flame me because I probably haven't pronounced that right. Um, but it's an amazing little village. I've seen pictures and stuff. Yeah, yeah.
So, is it that you don't like interviews or what? There's too little about you in the internet.
Well, we briefly spoke before we went live.
Yeah.
I definitely I don't run away from them. Okay, no, that's a lie. I think I run away from them. I just find it. I just don't really like talking about myself. I just never think that my life is that interesting enough to sort of kind of people would actually want to tune in and listen to me speak.
Uh-huh.
And I have a lot of chaotic energy as well. So when I speak in interviews, I'm all over the show. So yeah, I tend to sort of kind of do them when I have to do them.
Okay, between the 100, The Good Doctor, and the Game of Thrones, which one of them did
Hmm.
you enjoy working on the most?
Oh, how you gonna make me pick that? How
Okay.
you gonna make me pick that? I was a massive Game of Thrones fan before I even started acting.
Uh-huh.
So I would I watched the show and I remember watching it back when I was doing sports and I was like, oh, I'd be so good in this show if only I was an actor.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, and then I got into acting a bit later on and I was like, I've missed my chance with Game of Thrones because there's not many brown people, in Game of Thrones. Let's not
Yeah.
lie. You know what I mean? There's like one tribe called the Dothraki, and the rest is a lot of white people. That's another conversation. So anyway, the Dothraki came and went in the show, and then I started acting, and I was like, man, I missed my chance. I would have been a great Dothraki. And then lo and behold, the stars aligned, and the Dothraki came back in season 6. And
Uh-huh.
by this time, I had an agent and I was acting. And then the opportunity came up to audition for it. I was lucky enough to get it, and for that reason, I was just a little fanboy walking around set with like stars in my eyes. I got to learn how to ride horses, which for sort of kind of a London boy who grew up on a council estate was never a thing because horse riding over here is ridiculously expensive. So I got kind of put on a 2-week training course to ride horses, and I've fallen in love with it. It's my favorite thing to do now is ride horses.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Such an amazing thing. So for that reason, Game of Thrones was a really special job for me. I can't even call it a job. It was a dream. You know what I mean? Because it introduced me to a love for horse riding, and I
Uh-huh.
got to be in a show which I was a big fan of. So, but I also love the other jobs as well. So
Wow.
shout out the 100 and Good Doctor.
Oh. Between the three, which character do you think you share a lot with?
Well, definitely the Jared Kalu from the Good Doctor. When I just got that pilot actually, and we're sitting down with the producers and the directors, and we're talking about characters and how we can sort of kind of making it how we can make it as personal as we can to ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Originally, my character was called Jared Unger, and
Okay.
Unger sort of kind of has like a German sort of kind of background to it. And I was like, look, I would love to bring, a bit of who I am to this character, and perhaps change the name to have sort of kind of more, to bring my Nigerian element forward. And they were very open to that.
Uh-huh.
Um, and also he's like, he's English. He's grown up in a broken family.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, for sure, the Good Doctor character. But I mean, you bring yourself to all characters, don't you? But on paper, yeah, Jared Kalu was probably the one that I could sort of
Oh,
connect with easier. Yeah,
you
that
brought it
makes
out
sense.
so well.
Did I?
You
Yeah.
did. But you never really talked about the reason why you left the Good Doctor.
It's just this has been very funny to you. to see online people speculating.
Uh-huh.
Some people were mean, man. Some people were like,
I know.
I mean, I don't know if you can swear on it. Some people were like, you're just an effing typical actor chasing the money. Can't
Mm-hmm.
believe you left after one season. I'm like, yo, I didn't choose to leave. I
Mm-hmm.
would have stayed, man. That was my family.
Uh-huh.
And also that was like my biggest job today. That job changed my life, you know.
Uh-huh.
Um, but you know, so the answer to your question was in TV, characters come and go. You know, that's just the way that's just the way it goes, right? You know, some characters stay to the very end. Some of them leave straight away. And just at the end of the season, they thought it was time for my character to go, you know. So I was like, you can't fight that, you
Yeah.
know. You get the call, Chuku, this is the storyline, this is happening.
Uh-huh.
Off you go. And you're like, oh, okay, great.
Oh,
Okay. So it's never an easy thing to hear,
yeah,
but it's just the nature of the game. You know, I didn't leave for any particular reason. I
true.
didn't leave because I got another job.
Uh-huh.
I simply left because that was the character's time to go. You know, that's it. That's it. There's no politics behind the scenes. None of that stuff. Like I loved my time on that show.
Uh-huh.
Um, you know, I learned a lot. Like I say, like I did Game of Thrones before that,
Mm-hmm.
but that was just a few episodes here and there. You know, like The Good Doctor was my first series regular, my first time sort of kind of moving abroad to work for a long period of time.
Mm-hmm.
I'd gone from my bedroom, like doing audition tapes, to suddenly being on set of The Good Doctor with
Uh-huh.
Freddie Highmore and Antonio Thomas. So I sort of kind of grew up watching. I was like, oh my God, this is happening. I was just shitting myself the whole time. But I had a great time. But I also felt towards the end of the season,
Uh-huh.
I mean, I had crippling anxiety throughout that whole show, just because for the reasons that I said. You know, I wasn't, you know, I hadn't had that before. So only towards the end of the season, I felt like I had finally sort of kind of started relaxing into it, and I started to sort of kind of really explore and discover the character.
Uh-huh.
But unfortunately, as I found that out, I also found out I was going. So it was bittersweet, but it was lovely to come back in season 2 and just do that one episode with Freddie,
Yeah.
the one that Freddie wrote on season 2. I don't know what season it's on now. It's like season 5 or something now. But I love those guys, man. Like every single one of those guys in that show
Yeah.
was so lovely, and still to this day, really, really, really dear friends. You know, so that show gave me a lot.
Speaking on behalf of your fans, we were very heartbroken, but we didn't have a choice, did we?
No, no. You never know. If it's still going, I might get the call one day. Do you want
Uh-huh.
to come back? I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, that'd be fun, man. That'd be
Yeah,
fun.
who
You know,
knows?
a little bit older, a little bit wiser now.
Yeah. So, did you receive reactions on the same? Maybe people texting you, calling you?
When I left,
Yeah.
um, not really. No,
Not
because
even
everyone.
fans?
I mean, not text. I mean, no one has my number, but like, yeah, like on
Online.
social media,
Yes.
yeah. But I tried to, you know, I try not to read too much online. I'm quite a sensitive person when it comes to, you know, my feelings. I try not to be, but it's just who I am.
Uh-huh.
So when it comes to like socials and stuff, I try not to read the comments or too much of what people are saying, because, you know, for every lovely thing said about you, there's 20 not nice things said about you, and I'd rather, you know, not not go about my day sad because of what someone said online. So I sort of kind of I keep that at an arm's length, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got some, you know, some people said some lovely things, and yeah, yeah.
Are we expecting something more eye-catching in the future?
Eye catching. I don't know about hopefully eye catching. Um, no, I've got some really good things coming out actually. I've just finished an Amazon show called The Peripheral.
Uh-huh.
Um, which I shot not too far from where I'm living right now, actually, which is lovely.
Mhm.
I'm not sure when that's coming out, but that's a really cool concept, really cool show.
Yeah.
I did a movie called The Origin, which I
Uh-huh.
shot last year now, and that probably to this day is one of the coolest things I've ever done.
Uh-huh.
Like I can't wait for that to come out. I think people are going to be shocked by what it is because it's not something I've ever personally seen before. Um, but I was lucky enough to see like the first draft of the film, and I was like, this is some cool shit, man. This is some cool shit. Definitely eye catching.
Uh,
But I don't know when that's coming out. Films sort of kind of tend to do their own thing, the festival circuit, and then the studio decides when that stuff comes out. So that's coming out sometime. I shot that in 2020, so it's coming up to 2 years actually. But yeah, two cool things coming, and then yeah, hopefully more in the future.
wow. We're expecting to see that, to watch it.
We'll see. Fingers
So,
crossed.
which co-actor do you enjoy working with most? Or did you enjoy working with most?
Did I enjoy working with Antonia Thomas from The Good Doctor? She's just wonderful. She's such a lovely person. And I said earlier how sort of kind of how much anxiety I had during that first season, and she really took me under her wing and sort of kind of just made sure she's like, dude, it's all good. It's gonna be okay. Like, get out of your head. Don't worry about it. You're
Oh,
great.
uh,
Um, so she's like a sister of mine. And then like since The Good Doctor, we've tried to collaborate together and sort of kind of make a few things of our own. But I just think she's fantastic. She's such a wonderful actor and an even more wonderful person, and she's doing some really good stuff. So yeah, no, I really love her, and I really enjoyed our time together on that show.
oh, that's so good. So, which actor are you looking up to work with in the future? Which one would
who
you?
am I? Who am I trying to work with or would look forward to? What, like actor?
Yes, or actress?
Ooh, or actress? Yeah. Um, who have I been watching recently? I'm trying to think. Just the young people doing good work. Like I say, there's so many people out there. I mean, obviously you have the greats that you would love to work with,
Uh-huh.
like Denzel and stuff. But you
Oh,
always feel so stupid when you say that. But like, I'd really love to work with some of the other great young Black British actors who are doing great stuff, like John Boyega, Damson Idris.
uh,
There's loads of them right now. It's quite an exciting time actually. A lot of Nigerians doing good stuff, man. So yeah, be good to connect with them on a project and do something.
wow. Would you like to appear on any of the Nigerian movies, maybe?
Yeah, why not? Absolutely,
Oh,
absolutely. Yeah, man, 100%. Listen, I want to do everything. Like I just there's not one thing that I would that I would. I mean, obviously, there's stuff I'd say no to because
mm,
it's more than that. But like, there's not a genre or like a type of film that I wouldn't say no to. Like, if it's good, if the heart of the script is good and
mhm.
it seems like good fun, why not try everything once? So yeah, Nigeria, holler at me, man. I'll do some stuff.
So, do you love watching movies or shows?
Yeah, more of a movie watcher than a TV watcher. I have attention problems, so I can never stick at something for that long, especially TV shows because they go on forever. So I've
Uh-huh.
always sort of kind of gravitated towards movies. But recently I've watched some really good stuff actually. Yeah.
So, which genre do you love watching?
What genre? Um like I'm an absolute fantasy fanboy. Like I love Lord of the Rings. Like I grew up watching Lord of the Rings. I knew everything about Lord of the Rings. I used to do Lord of the Rings quizzes. Like I used to get lost in that world. Like I'm quite an imaginative person. So I love big worlds and sort of kind of different races of characters and orcs. So I love that genre. But at the same time, I also love like murder mysteries and stuff like that. I like it all, but like I've always gravitated towards like sci-fi and fantasy, stuff like that. It's like
Oh,
the kid in me that loves that. Yeah, Star Wars, all of that.
what advice would you give to your younger self?
Mm, mm. Be patient. Like not everything has to happen straight away.
Uh-huh.
You know, I'm a lot more calm now, but I was just not, I was just go, 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 hustle, 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 always on to the next thing. And I was scared that time
Mm-hmm.
was running away from me. And time does, it is running away from all of us. But things happen in their own time. You know, you can rush and you can go, 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 but you miss out on a lot of things when you're always on to the next thing. Like be present and be patient. Still work hard, you know,
Mm-hmm.
but just know, you know, deep inside you that things will happen
Yeah.
when they're meant to happen. You know, it
Uh-huh.
doesn't mean you can sit around and just, okay, it's going to happen. You've got to create good fortune for yourself. You've got to put out good karma, but don't get so lost in the future that you forget about now, you
Uh-huh.
know?
Wow. If you were the president of the universe, what do you think your slogan
Oh,
would
God.
be?
Wow. President of the universe. My slogan. Yeah, you're going to put me on the spot like that. I need to meditate on this for a couple of hours. What would my slogan be? Love. I'm freestyling here. Love is love. Is love is love. Just love.
Love and love,
Love.
love.
Love. Love. Love.
Oh,
Love is love is love is love joy. That's my slogan.
wow. Oh, that's so amazing. So as we wind up, what advice would you give to someone that's looking up to you?
Yeah, similar to what I would say to my younger self, you know, patience is key. Don't get lost in the future, but also like study, put in the work, and focus on focus on focus on the now, you know, and don't get lost in this. This is the source of so much goodness. Don't get me wrong, but
Yeah.
so much anxiety and pain comes from this as well. Like social media can really, when you do what, you know, when you're creative as well, social media can really mess up your day sometimes, you know.
Yeah.
Like we're all guilty of it. We people post the things that they want you to see, right? And
Uh-huh.
you know, you don't hear about all the other shit going on in their life. So you see that and you're like, well, why aren't I doing that? Or why haven't I got that job?
Uh-huh.
And so don't get lost in this and just focus on this and focus on this and lead with love and put in the work and, you know, yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah. It's a very ambiguous question, but there's a lot. I would give that person a lot of
yeah.
love.
That's beautiful. I love it. So as we wind up, I would like for you to talk to your fans, tell them something you'd want for them to hear from you, and then give them your social media handles, although you are not that of a social media person anyway.
Yeah.
Give me your social media handles so they can follow you there.
Hello. Thank you for watching and supporting me. I really do appreciate it. My Instagram handle is Chuksta. I don't post that much, but I'm trying to change that because I know some people would like me to post more, and I do think you have to. There's an exchange here. You know, what I mean, you have to give a bit to get a bit, and I haven't been given that much on social media. But nevertheless, thank you for following me, even though I can disappear every now and again. Thank you for watching my work. Um, Big yourselves up, you know, hug your friends and family, and I'm just looking into my camera right now. And yeah, take care of yourselves.
Oh, at least that was addressed to me too.
That's funny.
Okay.
I've
Okay.
never done that before.
Oh, but it's beautiful to speak to your fans. I'm sure they love
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
it.
yeah, 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 yeah.
So, guys, that's just it. We've come to the end of the video. Thank you for keeping it up with out with joy. So this has been an amazing time with Chuku, and I've loved this moment, and I would love to do this again and again. I don't know about you. So anyway, guys,
Yeah, man.
this is the
Yeah.
end. This is the end.
100%.
So anyway, guys, that's just it. Until the next video, keep it out with joy, and I'll see you. Until my next one, see you. Bye, guys.
Subscribe, like, leave a comment. But
Absolutely. Bye, bye, guys.